Good evening, my name is Papaemmanouil Dimitrios and I'm a research PhD candidate for the University of Alacant. My area of research is about the utilization of ICT in the educational administration in rural schools of the region of Crete. The opinions and attitudes of principals about their use. The purpose of the research is to investigate the principles of rural schools in the region of Crete about their views and attitudes regarding the use of ICT in the administration of the school. Also, ways of using the ICT will be recorded as it has been formed in recent years. In addition, we will try to find data on the logistics and infrastructure they have to capture the problems, factors influencing the administrative process, and the proposals that they themselves, through their experience, can offer. The research problem. Greece consists largely of areas with mountainous or semi-mountainous terrain, and the role of education there is taken by the institution of rural schools. The special morphology of areas such as Crete, the one that we will study, will show the value and importance of a living organism such as the school in a small society of people, and the role of mitigating social and cultural inequalities that is called to carry out. Although astephilia has increased and many multi-grade schools have already closed and been absorbed by other head schools, in the school year of 2017 to 2018, the percentage of multi-grade schools in Greece constitute about 90% of the total. The special situations that a principal faces in a multi-grade school and the way in which he uses ICT in the school administration is the interesting part of the research. In other words, we will try to outline the attitudes and perceptions of the teachers/principals who work in these schools regarding their use in the way of administration. Based on the bibliography, there are not many researches recorded except for a few in the Greek reality for multi-position schools. Some of them focused on comparing the performance of students in normal and multi-grade schools, the cognitive, social and emotional development of students, the advantages and disadvantages, but also the expectations that we can expect from the schools. Economopoulos' doctoral research in 2013 analyzes the policy pursued by the Greek governments regarding rural schools and the views of the teachers on the results of these decisions. Some recent research analyzes the effectiveness of recent electronic tools such as My School, etc. And research showed that principals in schools in rural areas consider ICT more necessary in administration due to its distance from urban centers. Also, the factors that influence the use of ICT in administration were studied by Demosthenes and Hadjis. Previous research on ICT in administration recognizes the need of ICT in the administrative part of school life. Apart from the fact that there is not much research on the use of ICT in the administration of educational units, there is also no recent research that deals with the administrative part of multi-grade schools. Multi-grade rural schools are a special case of the Greek education system, but are also so integrated, which usually passes indifferently to scientific research, which focuses on typical urban schools. The special status of the headmaster has dual simultaneous role in the performance of teaching and administrative tasks in a particular geographical area, usually isolated from large urban centers. The first part of the methodology will be based on the bibliographic review of the research around the multi-grade schools and the current image they hold in the school reality. The next step will be the formation and study of research around the ICT administrations in schools, mainly in primary education. The third step will be the research to be conducted to find out the attitudes and views of principals around the integration of ICT. The fourth stage will consist of the results of the research in the region of Crete, which through special statistical processing will access the correlations between the attitudes and views of principals towards factors that affect them and the recording of any particular or important data around it. The questionnaire was chosen as the means of data collection. The specific answers we need, the ease of statistical analysis and time savings were the selection factors. Now the questionnaire can be made and sent online from the Google Forms platforms. Otherwise, an anonymous questionnaire can be sent at the expense of the researcher in a file with paid fees to all managers to increase the chance of return after, of course, we have communicated and agreed with everyone before. Previously, there will be a pilot application and the final questionnaire that will evolve from it will be given at the end as a final. Next, the SPSS statistical program will be used for this assignment to extract statistics such as checking the dependence and correlation of research variables to evaluate results and draw conclusions. The research sample of the research will be all the available multigrade principals in the region of Crete at the time of the research. It is expected to confirm possible inadequacy of training and preparation of managers for the use of ICT in the administrative process. Also to confirm the main programs and points that ICT is used in the administrative process. To confirm the usefulness of ICT in the administrative process and the possibility of large percentage of use by the managers. To discover potential new problems and difficulties in equipment and management software. To discover factors that make it difficult to use the ICT in the administrative process to eliminate them. To capture suggestions and opinions of the supervisor in order to improve the administrative process. Discover possible differences in the above questions due to variables such as gender, age, years of service, knowledge on ICT. The first year consists of researching of the literature and writing the theoretical background. The second year consists of the conduction of the research in the region of Crete, and the third year consists of the analyzation of the data, writing of the correlations, findings, and conclusion of the results. Thank you all for your attention.